Hi, this is Jordan Ramirez, and welcome to a brand new episode of Film Talk with Jordan Ramirez. And we have a very special guest promoting their upcoming movie, Nate Taylor and Stephanie Ayala. It's good to see you guys on the
How
podcast.
you doing?
Hello,
Uh,
hello.
yes, thank you. So, before we get started about it, can you tell our viewers what this film is going to be about and what they will expect before it hits theaters and on streaming?
Basically, it tracks these two detectives who are investigating these series of murders in Cleveland, Ohio, and these four women that are connected to this possible or this killer in Cleveland.
That sounds like something I would love to see. Okay, Nate, what was your inspiration for this project, and what was your creative process making it?
Well, the movie does deal with mental health awareness. It's kind of a pivotal point in this movie. One of the main characters deals with mental health, and you kind of see her day-to-day life, see how she navigates, with her friends and how she navigates through her job and with her family. Um, I myself, when I was younger, dealt with mental health issues. I got sexually abused when I was younger.
Hmm.
So I put some of that in this movie, just so, people could be aware of, someone like this and the struggles they have day to day.
Hmm.
Um, I'm actually from New York, so I've only been here, I think, like 2 years, and I built
Hmm.
this team up. I'm formerly an actor myself, did a lot of commercials and film, and I've been writing my whole life. So I've always been uh, very curious about psychological thrillers. I've always been very curious about, horror movies, kind of always been my thing. So I
Hmm.
wanted to still instill that like psychological thriller kind of feel, that horror feel into this movie, along with, awareness about mental health.
That is a pretty interesting topic to talk about mental health. And you say you watch a lot of psychological thrillers and horror films that I think delve into this topic as well.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so now turning over to you, Stephanie. So you perform a character named Isabella Izzy Peña. And how did you bring your experience into this character and bring her to life?
I am Stephanie. Hello, everyone. Actually, Izzy was a bit of a complicated character in a way.
Mm,
I feel like I myself can be pretty straightforward, a bit more aggressive type, as a
mm,
Latina. However, Isabela Peña, aka Izzy, is Latina, so I was able to bring this to the table. However, she is very outgoing, very rambunctious, really sweet, cute, the small itty bitty type. She looks up to one of the other main characters, as you guys will see throughout the movie. But it was a little bit that I had to kind of like push myself out there, kind of be more outgoing in that sense,
mm.
not be as straightforward, be more the sweet type, minimize myself in that sense instead of just being loud and just outgoing,
Yeah.
So it was fun. This movie, everybody, the cast, the team, the director, it was all a safe space. It was very, very fun at all moments.
Mm.
We had our minor issues sometimes and setbacks, especially with like scheduling, but I mean, it's part of making a movie,
The
Yes.
Uh,
process.
but it was an overall great time. I love the fact that it is something that's bringing mental health awareness to the community, and the fact that I can also talk to other Latinos about this as well to come check out the movie. And so they can also be aware of mental health issues, how that is something that's really big, because I feel like in the Hispanic community, a lot of people don't know, but sometimes mental health awareness is something that we don't take seriously,
Mm.
or sometimes it's looked down upon on us,
Hmm.
especially as much as I love my faith, I can't, I also believe in God and I have my own religion, but sometimes I feel like religiously speaking, we are dismissed if we have mental health issues.
Mm.
And we're sometimes told, that's a spiritual thing. Yes, we should have our faith, but I also believe in the fact that if there's a mental health issue, we need to take care of it. There are doctors out here for it. We should be aware of it and give people the support that they need for it.
Mm.
And just overall, a lot of times we dismiss different type of characters. Sometimes we see somebody in our workplace or we see somebody at our gym that acts a certain type of way, and we're quick to jump to conclusions or assumptions and just put them down or just
Mm,
look at them like in disgust sometimes. But the reality is they're probably going through something, and we have to empathize. We have to that is serious, and we should be kind to everybody that is around us. So I really enjoyed this project overall.
Oh, thank you for sharing that, and I will look forward to seeing your performance as well as this movie. I think we're now in an interesting time where, I mean, I may like watching studio films, but I feel like I want to see more independent films also, like what you guys are doing. So do you also feel like that independent films are something that maybe we need as a refresher, or maybe we do like independent films, but also we like studio films as well? Like, what are your takes on like where we are maybe in the industry as a whole?
I mean, I feel like independent films are definitely needed, and I think more people are getting into them, as you just said a minute ago. Because I feel like independent films, people could be a lot more creative. With studio films, I feel like they're set to, to a certain set of rules. They gotta like, they have like, and also let me say this, they have this governing body that tell them what they can and cannot do, where their
Mm-hmm.
creative juices are kind of like distinguished. Where
Mm-hmm.
with an independent film, you kind of can do what you want and get your messages out there, get your truth out there, or whatever story you're trying to tell, and you don't have any higher up saying no, you can't do this or you can't
Mm-hmm.
do that. And I feel like, especially since the strike that happened recently with the actor strike and writer strike, I
Mm-hmm.
feel like there hasn't been a lot of great studio movies that have come out. The writing has kind of been, I don't know, in my opinion, not that great, not that good.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I see more people as well as myself looking at more independent films, more and more, than the studio films that are coming out in the theaters.
Yeah, I mean, I have sort of the same feeling too. I mean, if there was like a director who made maybe one big independent film and then all of a sudden they make a big studio film, it's like I thought that maybe they could have the same creative boundaries that they had when they made an independent film. And then once they make a studio film, it's like, as you said, they have to go through these set of rules of what they can and cannot do. Whereas maybe
Mhm.
like I'll take this guy as a recent example. Sean Baker, for example, with his Oscar-winning film Menorah, he instead of trying to go with like making a studio film, he just keeps on going and going and making more of these independent films. And I feel like, yeah, as you said, I really love to see more independent films because it's badly needed right now. They have a lot more creativity, they have a lot more perspective, and you get to see not just as you are talking about mental health awareness, but also about other topical issues and subject matter that maybe other studios won't touch it, but independent filmmakers will touch on it in their own way that I think is so sorely needed in this time right now.
Agree.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, so that now that we talked about independent filmmaking, what do you think about the state of like you mentioned thrillers and horror films like do you think that horror and thrillers are also in an interesting place right now, or is it like something that more and more people are leaning towards to in this environment at the moment?
I mean, I feel like, especially last year, so I feel like more horror movies are coming out,
Mm-hmm.
independent and studio. And
Yeah.
I feel like more people are getting into them. I mean, even this year alone, I think of like 4 or 5 horror movies are coming out in the theaters. And they
Mm-hmm.
actually look, some of them have been bad. um,
Yeah.
but like the one in particular, Wolfman, didn't seem that good to me. But there are some good ones that I think are coming out. Like this one in August called Weapons.
Mm.
It's about these kids that go missing in this town. They can come back different or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
possessed or something. I don't know. But it looked pretty good, the trailer, anyways. So yeah, I think more horror movies are coming out. I think more people are getting into them. I think more suspense thrillers are coming out. More people are getting into them. And that's how it used to be. I feel like, years ago, I feel like the industry was more filled with more of them type of movies. And I
Mm-hmm.
feel like superhero movies and things of that nature have kind of taken over. And I feel like
Mm-hmm.
we're getting back to the way it was back then, back to our roots. So horror
Yeah.
and suspense.
Yeah. I mean, I would hate to put this down, but I did remember seeing The last film I guess I saw was like I may have seen one Marvel movie, and then after that I saw like the remake of How to Train Your Dragon. Like they just remade it but in live action, and I thought it's basically the same story but with live action actors. Like they're repeating the same dialogue, they're repeating the same story, and it's like I think I saw on a YouTube channel that they're calling it I don't know if this is the word for it, the zombification remakes. Like they're remaking the same story, but it's all the same dialogue and it's all like the same scenes, but just with live action actors, uh and it's something that I wish that I'm trying to stay away from because I feel like I wanted something fresh and new and different. So
Right. I
speaking of
think that's a different. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. My bad.
no, no. Yeah. So, speaking of that, so, any upcoming plans for Lucky Weirdo films that are upcoming or are in the works at the moment?
Well, after our premiere August 2nd, we are planning to start casting for our new film. Um, Possibly we have two ideas that are two scripts I should say that are floating around. One is going to be a brand new concept, brand new plot and synopsis, a brand new film. Second one possibly might be a part two to this feature right here to
Hmm.
Broken. Um, I'm still talking to my team to figure out which direction we want to go in.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, we just trying to figure it out. I mean, we'll start casting for the new film probably later this fall. We just really trying to get this past this premiere and then go on from there. With this movie, we're just still trying to figure out how we're going to go. Far as after premiere, we're going to go and put it on the stream platforms immediately, or we might put it in like Cannes Film Festival, maybe
Mm.
Sundance. Win some awards, then get it on the stream platforms because then it'll be more appealing. So
Yeah. It's amazing. I mean, Um, I know I hate to bring this up. There's always that old cliche of, the awards shows often dismiss like the superhero movies or the horror films because they don't see them as like artistic merit, and they always favor like the drama films or whatever the Academy always favors. But I always feel like maybe they should give these films a chance should they decide to go in that direction, but I don't know if they're going in that direction. I don't know. You never know what the Academy will come up with in a year or two. I mean, they already put out saying that AI films are they can be added to the category of whatever they're going to put in the Oscars, and I'm like, oh God, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see
yeah,
AI being
they're coming.
And now a message from Jordan Ramirez for Film Talk with Jordan Ramirez.
I want to take a break from this episode to thank my listeners/viewers who watch the videos on my YouTube channel and listen to each new episode on Spotify. While this show is a labor of love and passion that isn't about the movies that I like, this is also a show that is about the films that you like. Have a film that you want to recommend to the podcast? Make sure to recommend it in the comments section on YouTube and on Spotify, and you will receive a shout out in a future episode. Want to be a guest on the podcast? Click on the sign up form link in the episode description for further details. If you like this episode or my previous episodes, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more interviews in the near future. The goal for this channel is to reach up to 100 subscribers both on YouTube and on Spotify. It's just that easy. And now, back to our regularly scheduled episode. Yeah, I mean, it's so everyone thinks that AI will take over jobs in a year or two. I'm saying no, they're happening right now. They're already putting AI in artwork, they're already putting AI in writing, and I guess in almost anything you can think of. And it's impossible to think how you could make an original story with artificial intelligence already speeding up so fast at this moment.
Yeah, there's a song actually right now. It's like high up on the Billboard on the charts, and it's like damn near number one.
Hmm.
And it's a whole AI song, and people are really getting into it. People are downloading it. People are streaming it, and it's not even a real person singing this song. I mean, that's just crazy to me.
It
I mean,
is.
that's the whatever studio that made that film. I mean, made that song. They're reaping all the benefits. Like no artist is getting paid, and I just feel like that cuts out the musicians that are that usually make these songs. They usually get a chance to show their talent and their art. So
Yeah, I mean, I prefer like real, genuine human writers, artists, people who do it over an algorithm because it may
Right.
look cool on the outside, but on the inside, it's just a machine that's only doing whatever the person is programming it to do. So I
True.
yeah, it's a really interesting era we're heading to now because you've been hearing about like what studios are now looking forward to by using artificial intelligence. Studio executives, directors, all these people are trying to use it, and I'm like, I don't know where I would fit in with AI going in all these places, and it's I don't know, it's a really interesting time we're living in right now.
Definitely interesting. Yes.
Yes.
Definitely.
So when and where can people see this movie and find it on the streaming platforms?
Well, if you're in the Cleveland area, the red carpet premiere is August 2nd. Doors open at 5:30 for, guests as well as the stars to walk the red carpet. We're gonna have vendors there so people can, shop with our vendors. They can mingle, they can network because it's gonna be a lot of different people there. Not just, common folk, but it's gonna be, actors and producers and directors, people, musicians. It's gonna be different kind of people there. After we have this premiere, we like I said, I'm not sure yet. We might put it directly on the streaming platforms later in the fall, or we might, like I said, get into Sundance Cannes or whatever film festival and see if we can win some awards. Then get it on the streaming platforms. So we just, whatever direction. We're just trying to figure out what's the smartest direction to go in.
Hmm.
And we were talking earlier about, the film industry and one thing I love about this movie is that it had a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
It's not just a psychological thriller. It's not just a horror movie. It also has a deep message. So it's like a combination. It's a drama. It can be even a love story in a way. You got two characters in this film, who have a deep love for each other, and one, like I said, deals with mental health, and the other one is like, not her crutch, but kind of like the person she goes to, when she needs that solid word and that comfort, and that encouragement. So this movie has a lot of different elements in it. Izzy character that I actually wrote. I actually have a friend, not named Izzy, but the personality that Izzy has. I have a Hispanic friend in New York that is just like she acted just like the character I wrote. I mean, I based the character kind of like off, her personality. My friend in New York, and I swear, Stephanie just like killed it. She did a great job. I really don't think anybody else could have played her. And the weird thing about it is that just to be, transparent, I actually had a different actor in the beginning before I even met Stephanie to play this character. That didn't work out very well, and I, brought it to Stephanie's attention, who's already an actress, already doing things in the, Hispanic community, and she just took that role and just went with it and ran with it and did a great job. And I'm really glad that she became part of this project. So
Yeah, that's amazing to hear. So yeah, I hope that the film does get attention after the premiere in Cleveland, and that you do get some awards. I hope. I mean, even the process of being nominated, it's better that I always hear the cliche that once you win an award, that you get to do better things, and then sometimes it works, and sometimes you don't get the offers that you get just because you won an award. Because even if you get nominated for an award, you still can continue to do all the other types of roles and all the other types of projects, and you can still, uh, you could still do great things. You could still reach new heights. You could still keep on going with your craft and don't give up on it. So I think that's what I liked about independent filmmaking, because independent filmmaking to me, I think is something that I love about the process of making films, of reaching out to communities, and also some of the performances in independent filmmaking, depending on which films you watch, they feel so real, they feel so authentic, and you could not tell whether it's real or if it's acting. It's like it could be blurred either way. So I think that's what I like about it, uh, preferably over maybe studio acting could be a little bit over the top, or the jokes could be a little bit skewed or things like that, and it just doesn't feel realistic. So I think that's what I like about independent filmmaking, maybe over studio filmmaking, in my opinion.
yeah, and I kind of want to model my production company, Lucky Weirdo Films, after like production companies like A24. I love
Mm,
A24 because you see they go into every genre. They doing horror one minute, they doing drama the next, suspense thriller, they doing love story. That's what I want to do eventually is like hit
mm,
every genre. I don't want like my production company to just be known for like psychological thrillers, just
mm-hmm,
horror. Even though that's kind of like my thing. I
mm-hmm.
wanted to like branch out and just do different type of movies. I want to do a movie where it's like about something about the whole Hispanic community, like two Hispanic characters and they fall in love and maybe a story built around that. So it's like stuff like that. I want to do type of different type of genres, and I work with different type of people, which I love about our film because we have a mix of all cultures. We got Black, Hispanic, we got people from one of our characters is from like Poland. I mean it's like we got Asian, yeah, yeah. Zoe in our movie, she's Asian, so we got definitely a mix of different people, and I love that. And that's what like a lot of movies should be, like that. It's not like an all black movie, not all white movie,
No.
unless it's meant to be. Maybe that's the plot. But
Mm-hmm.
I love the mixture of different cultures that we have in our film. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Always putting in community effort, always putting in any person who represents whoever you want to see on the screen reflected in these characters, I think is what I think I would love to see today. Because as you mentioned, you can't have just an all white film and an all black film and all this film. You need to have every other culture, you need to have every other person from these different communities come together. That's part of community building. That's part of working together. And
mhm.
I would love to see that. And you mentioned A24. I know that it's one of the most big examples of like distribution companies that make all these great films that come out of their company. There's also Neon, there's Bleecker Street, there's all these other independent distributors that are also releasing these types of movies too that I think that are also making good films. It's like I used to like watching the studio films because they were really great at originality and taking risks. And it's like today they're not doing that anymore. They're just playing it safe. They're doing all IP movies. They're doing sequels and remakes. And as I mentioned earlier, like doing the How to Train Your Dragon type remake. And then all of a sudden, when you go to these independents, they're like the risk takers. They are the films that they take risks. They do all sorts of things that you never expected a company to do. That's what I like about these types of movies versus the studio films nowadays.
I agree. I definitely
Yeah.
agree. And I want to give a shout out to our director, I'm sorry, I'm the director. I meant our cinematographer, our DP, Ryan Freeman. I mean, he was awesome. He's another one, just like I was very, blessed to get someone like Stephanie. It's a blessing to get someone as talented as Ryan Freeman, cinematographer out of Ohio. I think he lives in Warren, Ohio, if I'm not mistaken.
Hmm.
Phenomenal. Director Jim Danko, he's phenomenal. And my co-producer, Holly Bryant, she was phenomenal. Wasn't I tell you, wasn't for her, probably film would probably never be made. So she definitely contributed a lot, and not just financially, but just with the shoot schedule and setting up the scenes, and just helped with the vision itself. So she was phenomenal. So
Yeah, I agree definitely. I know that I talked about earlier that I did see a recent Marvel movie, and I know that the superhero movies overtook like the whole cinematic world by storm. Like I don't know if it was like 10 plus years ago, but now it's like ever since horror sort of made a comeback or a revival in the late 2010s and 2020s decade, it's like some of them I wanted to see, but I didn't get a chance to see it. Others I did see, and I'm like these movies are actually pretty good. They know how to get the audience. They sometimes they like to subvert the tropes and the storytelling ideas, but sometimes they know their audience. They know how to get the audience. They know how the audience is going to feel, and sometimes it's like one of those rug pulling. It's like one of those you know how you stand on and you face the screen, and then all of a sudden, when a shock moment happens, it's like one of those pull the rug from under their feet type movies. You know?
yeah, I
Yeah.
hear you. I agree. I agree. Like I said, nothing but I think you said it's like I said. I mean, there's nothing but remakes these days. They're not doing too much of anything new, unfortunately.
No.
And they think they're doing something new. It's just like that one movie came out. I think it's called Megan or something like that. Little
Yeah.
robot. It's like
Yeah.
Chucky, just not as good.
No.
Chucky's like a thing to me. And this one is like,
No.
you can tell they took that from Chucky, trying to make it their own, but still a
Yeah.
remake.
Yeah, I mean, I would prefer seeing something that isn't, s- I mean, Studio Blumhouse. I mean, they made some good horror films maybe a few years
Yeah, I
ago,
like some
but
of the stuff.
yeah, they made a few good horror movies, and then all of a sudden, I just felt like I don't like some of the other stuff that they did. It was okay, but it's just not something I would look forward to. But
I
yeah,
agree.
yeah, this is so so Stephanie, are there anything else you would like to say about this movie or any other upcoming projects that you're thinking about doing?
I do have some upcoming projects on my own that I've been working with other directors. Not to take the spotlight off of you here and
Cheating on me
Lucky
already.
Weirdos.
They do you?
But there is a short indie film coming out this fall. It's going to be submitted to festivals. It's called Los Cardenales de mi Abuela. It's
Hmm.
completely in Spanish. We do so ask that all Latinos and Hispanic community come support us. It is a about an immigrant girl.
Hmm.
I'm sure everybody that's been an immigrant will kind of relate with this story. It's very emotional. It was super emotional for me, but it was a passion project, so that's one of the bigger things for me. Like he mentioned, our cinematographer Ryan Freeman, he has a TV series also coming out called Bando, so that's
Hmm.
something that it's going to be pushing towards in fall, so something for you guys to look at. But overall, honestly, I'm just looking forward to future projects with Lucky Weirdos. Super excited to see what else he's bringing to the table. And honestly, that's pretty much it. To all Latinos, vengan a ver la película. Vamos a estar en Lakeshore Cinema el 2 de agosto a las 5:30. Empieza la fiesta. So Lakeshore Cinema in Cleveland, that's where we're gonna be. That's the premiere. So come to the party, 5:30 p.m. Okay, guys?
That was so beautiful. I don't know what she said. I like to make sure still, but it sounded gorgeous. So.
Yes, absolutely. Um,
No problem.
yes. So yeah, so what is the name of the show that will be coming to what is the name of the show again?
The
Uh,
TV series
yeah,
called Bando.
Bando.
So,
Uh,
yeah, by Ryan Freeman or HD Freeman Productions. So you guys can look into that.
all right. Is it going to be is the show going to be coming on a streaming platform, or where is it going to be heading so that maybe the audience would look forward to it?
I do believe it's going to be streaming. I know he has in November. It looks like he's going to be showing off trailers and the pilot for it, but I don't have too many details. He's still in the middle of his marketing campaign, but
Hmm.
soon as it comes out, anybody that follows me can go ahead and see it. I can shoot it to you as well or send it to him. I'm sure, we'll be happy to put it out there for
All
sure.
right. That's great. So thank you guys so much for promoting this film, and I look forward to seeing it maybe when it hits on a streaming platform soon. And I can't wait to let guys know what I think about it so much. So before we wrap things up, so where can people find Nate and then later Stephanie? Where can they find you?
Definitely go to Lucky Weirdo Films on Facebook. I think if you go there, you'll see how serious this project has been. We highlight a lot of the actors, like Stephanie, because I mentioned before, this movie centers around the two detectives as well as the four women, who are trying to survive, with this serial killer, this lady killer, that's stalking the Cleveland streets. And the other characters are Trina, Maxie, Nancy, and of course Izzy. But like I said, go on Lucky Weirdo Films on Facebook. You'll see how serious this project was. We highlight the actors. We show a lot of behind the scenes. My Facebook is just Nate Taylor. On Instagram is Nate Taylor _actor. That's pretty much it. I definitely got to make a TikTok for Lucky Weirdo Films. I'm gonna get to it when I get a chance. So yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much. And Stephanie, where can people find you?
I'm pretty basic, so Instagram, you can just follow me at STPHAYLS, so Steph AYLS. He usually has me tagged on anything on Lucky Weirdo, so you guys can find me on
I'll
there.
tag him in everything.
Yeah. I get all these notifications, but it's okay. And same thing on Facebook, so you guys can reach out to me on there. Soon I'm going to be having a website and IMDb put out, so I'll start promoting that as well.
Okay, that sounds great. All right, thank you so much, Stephanie and Nate, and I look forward to seeing your film very soon. And
Yes. Thank you.
I want to give a shout out to you guys as well. So this is Jordan Ramirez signing off with our special guests Nate Taylor and Stephanie Ayala promoting their upcoming film Broken, which is to premiere Oh, thank
It's
you so
upside
much.
down.
Yes, which is to premiere in Cleveland, Ohio on August 2nd, and you can check it out when it hits streaming very soon. So until then, this is Jordan Ramirez signing off, and I'll see you at the movies. And Stephanie, Nate, thank you so much for being on the show and talking about this film.
Of course. Thank
Take
you as
care.
well. Ciao.
Okay, bye.